Today on Eternal Conversations, we have Dillan McGregor. Dillan and Kevin McGregor.
Yay. We got the trifecta of McGregor's here.
Yeah. And we're drinking a couple of beers, and we're going to talk about...
Hey, why are you talking like your panties are all bunched up and shit, man?
Trying to keep professional, man.
Oh, voice all high and shit, like your grapes are being squashed, man. You making wine or what?
Well, he said he's trying to keep it professional, but the key word there is trying.
But it's going to turn into like Howard Stern, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's like this store I used to shop at called the Try and Save. Good luck.
Yeah.
That's a sick name for a store. Try and save.
Yeah, right.
See what we
you
got
ain't
this week.
saving shit.
See what we got this week.
Yeah.
You can try and save.
So, man, y'all were talking about living in Florida and the biggest retirement community on the planet.
Yeah.
The villages,
Ooh.
yes, the villages.
Before I moved away from Florida, which was October in the year 2017, they had just recently acquired 11,000 acres from the city of Leesburg on the south end.
Damn.
Yeah, they got 3 zip codes. They span
Their own TV station.
They span 3 counties. It's Lake County, Marion, and
Sumter.
Yeah.
Sumter County.
And they just keep adding on. And what it is, you know, it's just endless suburbs.
Dude, in Sumter County, you can buy acre of land for $1,500.
Cool. Normally it'd be like 20,000 or something. You know?
Over here, over here 20,000-30,000. Over there 1,500. In Sumter County, I lived in Lake County at first. Rich County costs way more for an acre, but you go right next door to Sumter County, it's 1,500. All you see is cow pastures, man. Like long stretch of road and cows. That's it. But,
yeah. So, man, so you're living in Denver now. You're living in the first place on the planet that is like completely recreationally legal. Because Amsterdam was first, but Amsterdam wasn't like out in the open. You had to stay in the coffee shops, as far as I know. Like, you know, it wasn't really like bam. All right, it's just legal everywhere.
Yeah.
So how is your transition from Florida to Denver?
And what
was it like?
Well, first of all, with the whole
for us lay people, you know.
it was pretty good. I could definitely say that the biggest difference to me, you know, as an avid pot smoker, is where I come from in Smallsville, Florida. You know, I spend like maybe $75-$80 for some good high quality stuff for like a quarter. You know, maybe I make that last a week. I don't know. I smoke a lot.
That's pretty good, man.
Oh, but in Denver, man, actually, I was telling my family today, we were driving around, I get text messages when there's deals. You walk into dispensaries, and a lot of them have like iPads, and you just punch your phone number in there, and they'll text you and they'll say, "Hey, man, you get a whole gram of wax for $15." Or they
say, a whole gram of wax for $15?
I spend every week.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, let me really blow your mind. You imagine buying a high quality ounce of marijuana for $40.
What?
Come on, dude.
40 bucks?
40 damn dollars.
It ain't even that cheap for an ounce of Reggie over
Not
here.
even swag, man.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta.
In this parish, $80 an ounce for Reggie. Where I live in another parish, $60 an ounce. It's $20 an ounce cheaper.
It's illegal and it still varies by parish. I thought it just went by dealer.
They will kick you in your balls and fucking slam your head in the concrete over here, bro. When they catch you with shit, they don't fucking play.
Well, it's not so bad. It's not so bad anymore. It's really not. Yeah. They changed the laws. They relaxed the laws. So that's New Orleans is like a whole different country.
Maybe a couple years ago. They had this lady in Lafayette, and they stopped, and she had one joint on her. They took the joint and they let her go about her business, but they wrote her $1,000 fine, dude, for one joint.
Damn.
But they didn't take her to jail. That is progress around here. It is progress. But
I think I would have rather taken a couple days for that one.
Yeah, $1,000 you could spend a couple days in jail and it don't accumulate to $1,000.
3 hots in a cot.
That's right.
Exactly. There you go.
Jail food sucks, man. Oh, it sucks.
Well, I'm glad I ain't had to figure that out yet.
You don't want to, man. No.
And you won't have to because you live in Denver.
The last time
So all right, I've never been to Denver. I've never been to a place where it's completely legal. Tell us, like, going from a place where it was illegal, Florida, to a place that's completely legal, and you're like, you could just walk into the store. You must have felt paranoid a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, actually, what had happened was
oh shit, like what the
like looking around and shit, like
yeah. Well, here, let me explain it to you. So I arrived in I'm trying to think. Yeah, so I arrived at Saturday, and it was like 4 a.m, but my sleep schedule was out of whack. I'd been driving for 29 hours, you know, sleeping on and off.
You was seeing shit. You was hallucinating.
Oh no, I had somebody who rode with me, but he drove through Kansas and then all the way through Colorado to Denver. I woke up and we were already in Denver. I was like, oh cool, I don't want to drive anyway. But no, so yeah, you know, so I woke up at like 4 a.m. I couldn't go back to sleep. So about like 8 or 9 a.m., you know, my other roommate, he took me into downtown Denver and took me to a dispensary. And after I saw the masses of homeless people out there, they have a big problem.
Really?
Oh yeah.
In Denver?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah, a huge problem.
Oh, okay.
You know, hell, I wouldn't want to be homeless in the cold, man. But
yeah,
anyway, yeah, no, I did that. So they got the security guard outside. And man, he's the nicest guy in the world. But you know, they make you, and it's always you go in, and there's a room there, and it's like a holding room. And you know, you got to give them your ID and all that. If they got too many people, they only let you go like a group at a time. You know, if you show up with 4 of your friends, you don't go in until they got room. You know, they don't want to get robbed and stuff. But
get me your weed.
Yeah, give me all the weed.
Somebody coming with a gun, like, give me some fucking weed. Like,
I think that would. I just hope I'm alive to see the day when I can walk in a store and be like, yo, give me a pack of joints.
Yeah, so continue telling us.
Yeah, so about that, yeah, it still blows my mind, you know, because obviously you guys been smoking pot more than me. a lot longer.
Since 1987.
Oh, damn. Hell, man, I only been around since 94.
The dudes jamming smoking the 80s weed with the 80s music.
A matter of fact, the Acadiana Mall, right there where your mama lives, they got Old Navy. It's like a concrete jungle. None of that was there when I was 14 years old, 1987. It was nothing but woods surrounding the Acadiana Mall. And the first time I ever got high, we went into the woods. There were 4 of us, and they had 4 joints rolled, and we passed 4 joints around between 4 people. The first time I ever smoked. So we smoke, and then we go
put the mic a little closer.
We smoke, and then we go to Aladdin's Castle, where all the video games, the arcade room at Aladdin's Castle.
Yeah, arcade room. Arcades at the mall, man.
We went in there, but dude, like, it took a long time for the buzz to hit me. I forgot I even smoked that weed. Yeah. I'm just watching Mickey play Afterburner.
Yeah.
And,
Afterburner.
And all of a sudden that buzz hit me. Dude, I was so fucked up. I had to go sit down in the food court.
Oh, man. I know you seen Half
the Acadiana Mall, man, 1987, boy.
Like Half Big.
Acadiana Mall, man.
Yeah, you know, they smoke and they go in the convenience store and yes, the candy bar.
I've never been so thirsty in my entire life.
And they're like, man, they didn't even do nothing. Yeah, and they walk in the store and they're all glowing and stuff. Like
he's like, it was me Scarface, blah, blah. And he's like, and Old Man Jenkins. And he's like, wait a whole minute. I don't even know nobody named Old Man Jenkins.
One of my favorite parts about that movie is when they go see the drug dealer, and he's like, where are you from? And he's like, I'm from Jamaica. And he's like, what part? And he's like, right near the beach, man.
Yeah.
The fucking island is so small, everybody lives by the beach.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like everybody lives by the beach.
Yeah. And you're on an island, man.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So Denver, Colorado, what's the elevation there?
Denver itself, I think is usually around like 5,200 feet. But the highest I've ever been, I went up about 8,200
So you're
feet.
super
Your
high.
ears
You're
were
super
popping.
high, and you're super high.
Your ears were
Super
popping.
high and super high. Oh man, it's definitely a thing out there. You know, if you go walking in the mountains or in the wilderness or something, you see some other people, you're gonna smell some reefer.
Yeah.
Right.
But-
It is Colorado, you know.
And then you don't even have to look around like, oh, you're just like, oh yeah, like
Oh.
that's one thing that would be hard for me to adjust to. All right, going there and going to just like in like a store and be like,
You know what? I was about to ask that. Just say you walk into Walmart talking about, I need diapers and some shampoo. Can you just blaze up, man, while you pushing the cart in the store? I mean, like,
no.
you know, you
They-
can't do that.
well,
you're not supposed to be in public, right?
Yeah, well, they treat it just like alcohol, you know. It's just like, you know, if you get caught outside your own yard with a can of beer, I mean, if the cop's an asshole,
You just got to keep it contained to yourself, your property, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They treat it just like alcohol.
Right.
Well, here, let me give you all a good example, okay? I mean, the dispensary is one thing. It's a dispensary.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's my best example. So one time, I went to go get a new bong because I had to get rid of all my stuff. I was
Yeah, you got to
across
have a
state
new
lines.
toy, man. Got to have a new toy.
Hey man, you're moving to Colorado, we get some new stuff anyway, right? So
Right
yeah,
on.
and oh, by the way, yeah, a lot of head shops are separate from dispensaries. They ain't the same shit.
No doubt. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just learned something.
There you go. I mean,
Just learned something.
they're like, you know, some of the smoke shops will sell a couple of little shitty pieces here and there, but you know, you
Yeah,
can't.
fuck the dumb shit.
Yeah. Well, but anyway, so here's my best example. I went into a head shop one time, you know, and I go in and I say, well, first of all, in any illegal state you live in, if you smoke pot, you know that if you walk into a head shop, you can't say bong, you can't say marijuana.
Can you say thong?
Dong,
It rhymes
dong,
with
dong,
bong. Can you say thong?
only if it's ran by straight men, but you know.
What's this world coming to?
But so I go to this shop one time, and you know, the first thing that got me was, you know, I'm thinking, so I guess I can just say I'm trying to acquire a bong to smoke my marijuana, which is crazy. I know people who own head shops in Florida, and you know, it's a big loophole. You got.
It should be legal everywhere, and I mean everywhere.
It really should be. But so what happens? So I walk in, I'm already freaking out. You know, I want a water pipe, and the guy goes, "Oh, okay. So you want a bong?" And you know, and of course I thought that was funny at first because I was like, "Yeah, that's what I want to say," but I'm not used to saying that. So I want a bong, not a water pipe.
I'll be like, so what's the prices on all this shit?
Yeah.
Show me what I can afford. Okay, you can get a hit of this for $7.99.
Nah.
2 hits of that for $1.99. Yeah, give me the $1.99.
Well, wait, hear me out. So in the head shop, and like I said, it's not a dispensary. You gotta have all the licenses and do that. It's just a normal head shop like you'd find anywhere. It's a tobacco pipe shop, right?
Right.
Except in Colorado, they know what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
But so I'm talking to the guy. You know, at first I said, hey, you know, I want a water bong or a water pipe. And he said, oh, you want a bong? So I'm talking to him and he's showing me stuff, and I look over to my right and I'm like, oh man, there's a bong sitting on the counter right there.
How convenient.
Yeah, you know, my eyes just flicker. I look back to him, and then my eyes flicker again, and I'm like, hey man, that's a half smoked bowl in there right now.
Oh, it's time to blaze that shit.
Yeah. So I asked him about that. I was like, dude, your boss don't care. So he explained to me, he said, in Colorado, as long as you're not, of course you can't drink in a liquor store. You can't really smoke pot in a dispensary. However, private property is up to the owner.
Oh, I got you.
So I went into that shop that day to buy a bong, and I was looking at the bong with the bowl in it, and he looks at me, and then he looks back, and he's like, hey man, you want a hit?
Right.
So I'm standing in the middle of the head shop, there's like a whole bunch of other people in the shop. I ripped the bong, and ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me.
Curious.
Like that.
Well, back in the day when the legal herb, I was smoking that. I ain't touched it since 2011.
Ooh, man, that's gotta be.
No,
it's like the worst drug.
That shit is horrible.
It's the worst
dude.
drug on the planet, man.
The worst. But since 2011, man, when we were smoking it, I haven't touched it since that year, and I've known people to die and have seizures, all kind of shit.
Man.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, Curious Goods right there in Lafayette on the north side. That ain't that far from here, man. I fucking remember walking. I was walking out from my car, going into the Curious Goods, and the guy was standing halfway out the door that worked there, and they had this long fucking pipe. I mean, this is like 2 feet long or whatever. But he was like cleaning it out. Like, I'm going to walk in the store, and I go in, and like they're all smiling. How can I help you? And I'm like, look, and I'm like, man, I ain't never smoked none of this. There's so many different flavors, and they was all smiling. They're like, man, just pick. And the one dude with the pipe was like, hey man, I'm loading up a bowl with some strawberry. You want to hit it?
In the store?
I hit it in the store in Curious Goods, bro.
You're fucked up.
Cameras, everything around.
But wait, but that was the legal, right?
That was the legal herb.
Man, I wouldn't want to smoke that out in public around.
I smoked that one time. Like
It's hard to drive on it. Real hard to drive on.
Oh man.
Like I heard of people going in the hospital from like one toke and stuff. So I don't want to fuck with it, But one time you got me. It was like we're drinking all night long, making a fire at your house over here in Bro Bridge, and
Bro Bridge was just on the world news, man.
And
seen it today.
And I find it was like 4 a.m. He was like, come on, come on, man, try this, come on. I was like, no. I finally was like 4 a.m. I was like, all right. I took one hit and I was floored. I was like, man, this is not good, bro.
Hey, bro, that shit's chemicals. You know how you spray a car, you paint a car? That's how they do it.
Man.
On some incense. And they spray it and you smoke it and your world is flipped up fucking side down.
Have you ever noticed that on all the packages for those, it says in really big letters, not for human consumption?
Right, but that's so they can't put, hey, smoke it and get high and put it on this.
Oh yeah, but man, if that isn't a true statement, man, people shouldn't be smoking.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, back in 2011, it was so popular over here. Lafayette, Louisiana, by itself. I'm not talking about Louisiana, the state of Louisiana. I'm talking about just Lafayette. For the entire United States, the total in sales, Lafayette by itself, 1/3 of the whole United States was purchased in Lafayette of legal weed in 2011. 1/3.
Jesus.
Damn.
Bruh,
it's nothing but oil field workers.
That's exactly what I was
saying.
going to
Oil
say.
field workers. And you got drug tests, man, numerous drug tests. They want to get high, but they want to be able to work.
Yeah.
And make their paper.
Yep.
And I did it for a whole year from January to December. I had friends calling me up, dude, I'm shitting blood. My wife had a seizure and hit the ground. I was getting calls. And I was having shit done myself, man. I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital like 100 times. I mean, but I kept thinking, well, maybe if I just don't hit it as hard, it'll be cool, And I always had an excuse to keep doing. I did it for a whole year.
Whole year. Terrible, man.
Because I wanted to keep my job, but I wanted to be high.
But they could just legalize marijuana
and be done with that shit.
Yeah,
and be done with that shit.
They are. The movement is definitely here for sure. People are getting wiser and smarter and knowing that, it's actually better and safer than alcohol.
It really is.
Times 100.
Marijuana is the safest thing in the world.
I would have to say alcohol tops the list. Is probably
alcohol is
top
ranked
3.
number 2. Ranked number 2 for the worst in the world.
What's number 1?
Tobacco.
Oh. Tobacco and alcohol.
Tobacco is number 1 worst in the world, and alcohol is number 2.
Tobacco
and number 400 is marijuana, because it's a 400 list. The worst being number 1, and the least the worst being 4. I've seen the documentaries.
What was lately deemed as the number 1 safest out of all of them ever?
LSD?
No, magic mushrooms.
Oh, because
the kind that come from cows.
Yeah, because or home, or lab grown, but
fieldies. I like that. Fieldies.
And they based that research on the number of people who went to the emergency room for certain drugs. And
you'd be surprised how many people
was like the last on the list.
You'd be surprised how many people go to the emergency room because they smoke too much weed
or eat edibles.
I was gonna say, or eat edibles.
There's this funny clip.
That's the thing, the edibles, because when you take a little bite and an hour later you don't feel shit and you're thinking, fuck it, I'm gonna take another bite, and then when that one hits you, the next one's coming.
There's a video or audio on the internet somewhere where
I got a piece. Sorry folks, I'm out.
Some cops arrested some people for edibles and then ate them, and they called the emergency room and they're like, we're dying, we're dead, we're like, they're freaking out saying that they're dying, like they've already died and they're dead, like to come get them. And they're like crying and freaking out, the cops that arrested people for the edibles and then stole the edibles and then ate them. That was one of the funniest ever.
You can't make this shit up, man. That's crazy. And the thing about that is it probably was just that they ate one brownie and then they didn't feel nothing. Then they ate the second brownie. Ooh, and the next thing you know, you're calling the cops telling you that you're dead.
Man. So, yeah. Let's see.
Oh, you still got your books?
So I sure do. I use them all the time. Like these books, man, these save my life. Like I can plan and organize. I mean, I can't remember everything, So every time I have a good thought, I write it down. If I have a plan out, like a podcast, I write a bunch of ideas. Mm-hmm. Just a look up stuff list. And people say, why don't you just use your phone? Which I do a lot. I am a phone junkie. I am.
Yeah.
But just like most everybody else. But and I used to make fun of people with smartphones until I got one. I'm like, well, I'm a junkie now.
No.
But the thing is, somebody asked, why don't you just use your phone? I'm like, this is faster. Like a pen and paper, you could write down. You could write faster than you can type.
Yes.
So anyway,
your notebook never dies.
Yeah, and that
doesn't
too.
Need a charger,
and that too. This could last for 1,000 years, if stored properly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, when I visited last and you gave me those books,
yeah,
smartphones weren't a thing.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure Beethoven's writings are still somewhere.
Well, I mean, on a related note, you gave me, I think, 4 books when I left. I filled every one of them up. I mean, front.
What?
Back. Oh yeah,
you did? Man, that's awesome, man.
Oh well, I keep them, man, because I got a couple of them, man. I wrote in like not so good times. If I feel a little emotional, I just write down what I'm feeling. I got one that I think is like literally just tattoo ideas.
Damn.
Yeah, I keep it, and I keep all that stuff, and I look through them every once in a while to remind myself maybe one day I'll actually get some of those damn tattoos.
Yeah.
And maybe.
Well, I have tattoos, and I don't have a problem with tattoos. The only bad thing is that, like, you don't have enough skin, or you can't change what you put, which in a way I also like too, because tattoos are one of the only things that are actually permanent. Like,
you take it to the grave.
Yeah, you take it to the grave and beyond.
Exactly.
Like they found the Iceman buried under snow with 5,000-year-old tattoos, and his tattoos are still bumping. You know,
That's crazy.
so like tattoos are one of the only things, if not maybe the only thing I can think of that is permanent. Like you can get it as a 1-year-old baby and still have it when you're 100 years old, and you know it'll be stretched out and different, but it'll still be that same tattoo.
Right.
Whereas paper, computers, hard drives, you know, all like you have to keep maintenance of them, or you know they're going to disappear.
Tattoos don't disappear.
But it's Christmas. It's almost Christmas 2017.
Yep.
It's almost Christmas 2017. I've been doing good. Been doing, you know, podcasts. Started karate this summer. Started karate this summer with Slade again.
Thank you. Got me a beer.
Okay.
Yeah, so how is karate going with Slade and everything? I was asking Rosalind about that.
He didn't like it at first, but who does when you start off as a white belt, you know?
Oh, yeah.
From the beginning, like, you don't know shit. Everybody knows way more than you know, throwing these high kicks and stuff. I don't know. I think it's pretty good. Something that's hard because Slade's gifted and he's, you know, super smart. So when he walks into class, he's automatically like the smartest kid in the class. But I'm like, yeah, what about karate? What about karate, bitch?
Super
like
smart and kicking ass.
Like you start off in karate, everybody's in the same.
2 + 2, motherfucker.
Yeah. But I want him to be in something hard, you know?
Yeah.
It's something hard, and it's kind of humiliating, actually, you know? Because, you know, you're like, but I'm like, yeah, but you can't just be smart. You also have to know how to defend yourself. Or it's just something hard. Like it doesn't have to be karate. But something that you're not good at, you know, that'll whip your ass, you know, give you some competition, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you didn't finish about what happened on your first trip to a legal marijuana store.
Oh.
See, yeah, we were talking and we got sidetracked about you walk in.
You just high.
Oh, yeah. So, I just walked in.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so.
And you asked for some weed, just one weed.
Yeah, well, that was.
He's like, you're not from around these parts.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Never been here in my life.
Well, of course, they're used to all the tourists, man. So the guy sees my Florida ID and he goes, "Oh, are you visiting from Florida?" And I said, "No, dude, I live here now as of like 2 hours ago."
Yeah, 2 hours.
Right.
It took you only 2 hours
Damn.
to go.
I would have had the plane drop me off in the parking lot. Can you fly me to the parking lot?
Parachute in the store, like 2 hours. He was only there for 2 hours.
You talk about parachuting.
He was only there for 2 hours and like already in this.
That's my brother. He crazy.
All I'm saying is, if you wake up at 4 a.m. and you just moved to Denver, Colorado, you might want to drive your ass to a dispensary.
What? Man.
Because that'll help you get back to sleep since you can't get to sleep.
Yeah.
If I was moving to Colorado and over the phone I rented a place and I had to go over there to see the place and put the deposit, the first thing I would have done was go to the dispensary. I gotta get some weed and I gotta get right. Then I'm gonna go see about the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I didn't even know the house I was moving into. But I trusted my roommates. It was an alright house.
They were friends of yours, right? That you've been knowing?
Yeah, one of my roommates is actually a co-producer. We make EDM music and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Righteous.
Electronic dance music.
Oh yeah. Well, I make the dubstep. I make the heavy shit.
Hey, man.
All right.
He likes the funky stuff.
Dylan is a bad fucking drummer, bro. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm proud of him. That dude is badass on the drums, man. Even a solo.
Well, that's how I got brought into it.
It's out of sight, dude. Out of sight.
Well, what had happened was Kenny is actually a sound engineer. He's actually went to college for it and stuff. And
cool.
Yeah, he was working on starting to produce music, and you know he can make wavetables and synths and all that. But he came to me one day and he said, "Hey man, I can't get a fucking beat to save my life." He said, "You know, I can make cookie cutter beats, but he said I can't make anything different." And that's how I came into it. You know, my brain's basically a metronome.
Yeah.
I like the story. Tell us the story of how you even started on the drums.
Story how I started on the drums. So actually, I was really. I'm a huge Megadeth fan.
Yeah.
Huge
Megadeth, and I love same era. You know, Iron Maiden. Love Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah,
love Iron Maiden.
Dave Mustaine's somebody I look up to musically. I love, but at the time I was a huge Megadeth, and I was really into Metallica, and I've always been really into the big four.
Right.
I love thrash metal.
Hey, thrash, man. I'm a hair bands. I love it all, but hair bands was my era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you what. First heavy metal band. Tell me, do you know this one? The first heavy metal band ever. And I was talking about them earlier. See if you're paying attention. It's the first heavy metal
I would say
band ever.
Black Sabbath.
Right. The very first heavy metal band ever.
Yeah.
Do you know where the name came from, heavy metal?
Heavy metal? No, you explain that to me, Lucy.
Well, Tony Iommi, the guitarist from Black Sabbath. In case you guys didn't know, he does not have fingertips.
Yeah, he burned them off, man. Playing.
He burned them off, and now he's got some like metal infused fingertips,
Wow.
which is what actually gave him the original tone in the Gibson SG that sounded so heavy.
Right.
You know, because a long time ago, heavy metal didn't have drop tunings. Like Metallica, all their songs are written in E. It's a regular guitar tuning. It's just you gotta know.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't know. I can't read music.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is, so yeah, it was traditionally written music, and so I can't remember the name of the city in England and the UK, but the city that they all came from was the industrial city for the UK, where they were making molten metals and steel and pressing steel and all that stuff. So that's actually
that sounds like the West End.
Yeah.
The West End. The West End of England is the bad part.
Yep.
You ever heard the Pet Shop Boys? It's the 1980s West End girls.
Yeah.
And they're prostitutes and shit.
Yeah.
The West End of England is the bad part. I know that much.
That's where the name came from, is all the heavy metal industries. So that's where the heavy metal, because of course, you know, when you're pressing steel, that's where they came from. That 4/4 on the floor, that big fat drum beat, and that nasty fat guitar riff with the bass following it, making that chugging. You know, that's what made the heavy metal sound. And then of course one day they put an ad in the paper for a singer, and this scraggly kid with long hair shows up, and he's got a fucking shoe on a string. And it's his pet.
Yeah.
That's Ozzy Osbourne. And that's the first time he meets Black Sabbath. He's got a fucking shoe on a string, and he tells him it's his pet.
Ozzy Osbourne.
But the mother and they knew from right to get. They were like, something's not right with this guy, but that motherfucker could sing. But let's be honest here. Ozzy Osbourne got kicked out of Black Sabbath.
Yeah. And
I mean, come on, Snowblind.
He made Black Sabbath too.
And he got kicked out?
Black Sabbath was a party in
Ozzy Osbourne, you don't remember that? He went out on his own in the 80s.
Yeah.
And he made some killer tunes, bro. He really did.
He's still a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just for example, Demon Alcohol. A song he did called Demon Alcohol. You ever heard it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, fucking 80s, man. He was jamming, bro.
But you know, some good music that was like a precursor to that. I think to that era. Sometimes I think it's like Led Zeppelin.
I'm a huge Zeppelin fan.
Like Led Zeppelin. It's like it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard rock, but the same like frequency, like the same.
Led Zeppelin 4 is by far.
Y'all
the
continue
best.
this. I gotta take a.
All right.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin 4 is by far the best album they ever did.
Yeah, it's
Number
funny.
4.
That's funny because that's funny because they didn't like name the albums like 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Yeah. And then Foreigner did numbers too. They had Foreigner 4.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there was a little era where they did numbers, but man, I tell you what, man, I want to hear Snowblind so bad. Oh, never mind. I'm on your internet, right? The internet reaches all the way over here.
Sure does.
And I could just listen to it in my ear if I wanted to. The song will not get out of my head, bro.
Yeah.
It will not get out of my head.
Yeah, we're gonna jam it after this podcast.
Yeah, but I don't want to jam and wake her and the kids up. You know,
we could put it not as loud as usual, not like fucking.
I don't want to get stupid tonight to where the town gets tore down and we get cut up because, man, I went in there to get my cigarettes and it's fucking black in there. It's shut down. I'm like, damn, I guess Rosin ain't drinking tonight. She ain't gonna hang out. I don't know. So we got to be real careful, man. We can't be blaring it up. Cause
but she knows that it's a special occasion, but we don't have to turn it all the way up. Like not like all the way up.
All the way.
We could turn it up, just like halfway or like 3/4, you know.
Yeah, but I wish you'd let me do it, because I'm telling you, man. That sound travels. Damon don't give a fuck. We're gonna all get kicked out of here tonight. Watch.
I was gonna get kicked out of shit.
No,
man.
I was gonna say the only thing I got to say to that about what Dad was just saying, because I heard him talking. You can't burn down the city every night, because then there's just no city to burn down.
I'm like, man, this is a special occasion.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. My sister-in-law, best sister-in-law, a brother-in-law could ever ask for. Love her to death. But I tell you what, she puts up with a lot of shit. We don't hang out a lot. But
That's
when we
true.
do, we take years off of her life.
Rosalind?
Yeah, we take years off of her life when me and him hang out, dude. And I'm from the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you the truth. This is no joke.
Like 5
We don't
years.
just drink 3 beers and go to bed and fight. That shit don't happen over here. We party, man. Stay up till the fucking roosters come up and the sun comes up, and she's like, kids gotta go to school, and it's like, yes, that's why we don't hang out too much, because we brothers and we're both the same fucking way, man. The same way, man. We drink until the roosters fucking wake up, cock-a-doodle-doo, spend the day pecking, and go back to sleep.
Well, maybe that's why I am the way that I am, because, man, when I was hanging out with Damon when he was going to LSU and he had the apartment, man, he was trying to fucking kill me. Matter of fact, man, this is my favorite drinking story. I mean, I woke up at like 6 in the morning. I got a phone call from one of my ex-girlfriend's mom or something. It was the weirdest thing. So I'm like, I pull the phone out of my pocket. I'm like, oh man, what the fuck? And then I'm like, I'm not answering that. So I put the phone back in my pocket. I'm like, what is this sound? And I'm like, oh my god. Dude, I'm in a fucking closet right now.
We in a closet.
I was in the closet.
Hey, man, come out of the closet, man.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't want to come out the closet. I was like, man, I can't do that. But
I was like, where the fuck is he at?
Yeah, they told me the next morning they were looking for me, dude. I don't know how I got in there, but that's because I remember Damon was like, yeah, we're going to make some gumbo and drink some beers. But you know how Damon is. There was like 3 of us, so we had 3 whole cases of beer.
Three cases of beer, 3
And just
people.
like tonight.
And then Rosalind didn't drink. It's gonna happen.
He's crazy. If he had 25 people come over for Christmas, he'd
Yeah,
buy 25 cases of beer.
Keys for everybody.
He'd have an 18-wheeler. Beep, beep, beep.
A case for everybody.
You never run out.
Oh, my Lafitte, boy. Wake up the next day, hair of the dog, because you still got alcohol. You ain't got to go to the store. You have
There you
cup.
go.
You just got more. You just
Last time we had 3 people and 3 cases of beer and a 5th of Apple Crown.
we killed it.
Which that's some good shit, man.
Oh, man.
It tastes like apple Jolly
It
Ranchers.
tastes like a Jolly Ranch, like an apple Jolly Ranch.
Oh, I
no
like the
shit.
Crown Apple.
Oh man.
I used to only drink whiskey, and I must have got that shit from you, man.
I love whiskey, but man, if I start drinking whiskey, the devil, bro. You don't
Dude,
know
I've
what the
seen
fuck's gonna
you.
happen.
Hey, I've seen
You
you on
don't-
whiskey.
you don't know
and
what's
you
gonna
don't
happen.
remember probably. But Raza was screaming, you drunk motherfucker!" And I'm sitting there. You were pulling pictures off the wall and throwing them on the ground. Then you would fall on the ground and you'd laugh your ass off.
You don't know what's gonna happen with whiskey, man.
Oh,
no, man.
When you start drinking whiskey,
When
you
I
don't
tell
know.
you-
It's a wet drunk, that's why.
When I tell
That's
you,
why.
when I tell you, we put Rosalind through the fucking grind, bro. Cause y'all been together with like 17 years.
18 years.
18 years. So for 18 years, well, no, y'all got together in 00 and I came at the end of
1999. It's 2017.
1999. I came at the end of 04, so that long. That's how long we've been fucking with her.
I didn't realize Rosalind had been dealing with that bullshit for so long, man. You know,
Yeah.
kill that poor woman.
I'm surprised she didn't break open that wine and just chug it and be like, "Oh my God, Kevin's
Me too.
here. Now his son. Oh my God, we're in for some shit."
Oh, I know. She was telling me on the way, too. She's like, "Oh, I know how Damon and Kevin are when they get together." And I was like, "Well, Rosalind," I was like, "You realize I'm 23, right?" And I was like, "I'm drinking at home. There's 3 cases and 3 of us. Do the math. Do the math."
But
That's why she went to sleep and turned all the lights out already.
But-
She said, "I can't deal with you, motherfuckers."
But we are being like way more civil than
Girl,
normal.
this is like a million times civil than we've ever been, and you're probably the balancer right now.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
but we're doing this podcast,
We ain't
too.
never
Well,
been
well,
this
I
close.
mean,
We're
I
doing
am
this-
a Libra.
and we are doing this podcast,
Scale.
man.
True.
We're doing this podcast, man. Like
I'm a Leo. I'm a lion under the tree.
We have
I'm
to be-
chilling in
You're
the
an
shade. But if you fuck with me, I'm gonna get your ass, bro.
But-
I'm just chilling. Leave me alone.
But we're
bro.
also
Don't
like
mess
doing
with
this
me, man.
podcast, so we have to like have some sort of boundaries, you know.
Oh yeah, no, I don't doubt
But after
that.
the podcast is over, oh no.
Oh, that's what I was gonna. Oh, I already know this from the get go. I mean, eventually this is gonna end, and then by that point we're gonna have too many damn.
I'm
views
on
to
a
be civil.
highway to hell. Highway to hell.
Hey, Dylan, you know how to play guitar?
I do not.
Damn, and that's the only piece he's got is electric guitar.
Hey,
Got the amp and everything.
I can play some like Scars on Broadway and System of a Down song. Oh, I think I can play a Nirvana tune or two.
The
System
chord- the
of a
chord's
Down. I
broken,
haven't
though.
heard of them in many
Who?
long.
The guitar-
System of a Down.
Oh,
I haven't
yeah.
heard of them in so long.
Big
but I
fan.
used to listen to them all the time in Florida, all the time.
Big fan, yeah.
I loved. Ariel, was fucking awesome.
I remember when that came out. Yeah.
Somebody asked me and said, "What's your favorite song of all time?" I was like, "I can't answer that."
That's a hard one.
Because you can't do that because it depends on how you feel.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
what is? Does anybody? Do you or does anybody have like the favorite song of all time? Is that even possible?
Yeah.
I have a favorite song per genre of music, but I listen to every genre.
But like
of
no,
music,
like
so
I know what you mean, but like one favorite song. That's what I'm saying. You know?
I might have like a 5-way tie for number 1 or something. But I mean, I guess that's not really a number 1 either. So it comes back to you're right. Yeah.
Which one would that be?
Oh man, there's a song. It's called "Fiction" by Avenged Sevenfold.
Good group.
Oh, Avenged Sevenfold is the reason I play drums, man.
No doubt, man.
No doubt.
They thrash, dude. They throw down.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
That "One" by Metallica.
Oh yeah.
That was.
I like.
When that song came out, I can tell you personally, like, of course, I can tell you
I
personally.
love Nothing Else Matters.
That's a really good
Dude,
song.
when One came out on Injustice for All, even the preps at Acadiana High and Como High,
Yeah.
everybody got into Metallica. I'm talking the preps.
Yeah.
I hung out with the metalheads.
Metallica's
and
like-
preps. We would beat them up.
Yep.
But everybody came together on Metallica
Oh,
when
yeah.
that came out.
Kind of like Nirvana.
Dude,
Like Nirvana's a psycho.
Never mind. Good album.
Nirvana was a psycho
Good album.
motherfucker, and that was some psycho ass
Hey.
music, but it was jammed so fucking hard.
My
It doesn't
favorite-
matter if you were
yeah.
preps, freaks, nerds, gangsters, whatever.
But
You
my
was jamming it.
favorite music, and to describe me in a nutshell, and speak in a nutshell, who sings the song Nutshell?
Nutshell. I can't remember right.
Alice in Chains.
Yeah, you're
Alice
right.
in
Lane
Chains,
Stacy.
man. That is like one of my all-time favorite groups.
Alice in Chains,
Alice in
yeah.
Chains, bro.
Oh, I remember
I'm
a
a
lot of Alice in
fucking
Chains.
lover of Alice in Chains. Grunge rock, man, I loved it. It only lasted for like 3 years. The year after I got out of high school is when Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, they all started coming out.
Well, wait, you want to know who one of my all-time favorite bands is?
Who's that?
Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
man.
STM, yeah.
STP.
Oh yeah.
You know how?
Or STM, Southport Mexican.
No, that's St. Thomas More. St. Thomas More. That's a high school. It's,
Yeah,
it's a
STP.
private Catholic school, but STM.
Plush, man, plush.
Yeah.
Plush.
And I feel.
I love the acoustic
Times
version
away
too.
so-
I always play Plush if I ever do karaoke, but I mean,
Where you go until
until tomorrow when I see these are the eyes of disarray.
Would you even care?
That's one of my favorite songs, man.
And I feel it.
Oh shit.
Leaving on a
Hey.
southern train.
And when I used to mow when man, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna bring it up because you got to, dude. When me and you pop,
Yeah, you're fine,
when
man.
me and you pop first started the lawn business together. And when I mean I was with him from day one, El Uno, with a push mower. We didn't
Yeah.
have shit.
Yeah, push mower.
We were doing 8 lawns a week. We upgraded to better equipment and was doing 100 lawns a week.
Good.
From 8 lawns a week to 100
Damn,
lawns a
must
week.
have been a busy
Dude,
motherfucker, bro.
I used to stay fucking high, bro. Stay high.
Oh, yeah, it's
bro.
perfect for cutting grass.
Oh, yeah,
not the,
especially
not the,
Grass and grass.
not the villages, the plantation. The plantation we used to mow in there. And I knew the snowbirds. I knew exactly who was leaving, whatever. And when I'd be mowing in their backyard, I'd be blazing up. I had the jungle wheels. You just stand on them. You ain't got to do shit. You just work the brakes, go left and right, and you stand on the back. I'd be fucking smoking, man. And then once I was done cutting, be like, hey, man, you want me to weed eat? And I'd grab the weed eater. Hey, man. I remember all that, man. It was some good times, dude. I enjoyed it. It was hot like a motherfucker, though.
Well, you realize
Is that his grandpa that just died? You talking about the same person?
When because me and him started the business together.
Oh, okay. So
Started
you know
it
him pretty good.
real good. I lived with him for 5 years.
When's the funeral? Are you gonna?
Yeah,
go?
it was today. We went at 9 a.m. today. We did.
I thought today was the wake.
Oh well, he got cremated.
Oh,
He wanted to be cremated because my mom was cremated.
See, I didn't know that either.
Oh,
Now,
well-
what year? I'm sorry. What year was that? My mom passed away.
I can't say for sure, but I want to say it was like 2007.
That early?
Yeah.
That early? I was thinking like 10, 11, 12.
Well, I was 13 or 14 when that happened.
Okay, so 13. How?
I'm 23 now.
So 10 years ago.
It was about 9 or 10 years ago.
And what year is this?
It's almost 2018 now.
About 2049.
We're almost in 2018, man. Holy shit.
Is that crazy?
So you think 1973 is when I was born? 1973. And it's about to be 2018. You was born in 1978. I remember the night he was born. I remember.
Here we go again.
Man,
I remember you was in diapers.
Man,
blowing up mailbox.
if I remember the night you was born, I damn sure remember when you were in diapers. Yeah. But the night you were born, it was a bad fucking storm. I mean, I remember the trash cans blew in the road.
I was coming through, nigga.
Yeah, it was because
I was coming through.
Yeah, I remember it like yesterday. All we had was records and cassette tapes, you old bastard.
No, 8-tracks.
Yeah, I was about to say 8-track sounds more about that time.
Yeah, I was listening to 8-tracks.
I wonder if 8-tracks, did they sound good? Do they sound good?
Yeah, because Dad used to whip my ass every Sunday morning because I had the music blasting so loud.
But did it sound like, like albums sound good? I like the pop in albums. And
no, 8-tracks sounded real good.
And cassettes, they're pretty good.
They all sounded good.
Cassettes pretty good.
But, and we even figured
did 8-tracks sound good?
Did we even? Let me ask Dillan, because this is a question. He's a way younger generation. True or false? Can you record over a cassette tape? You could buy a cassette tape. Can you record over it, or is it done? You cannot record over it because it's a cassette tape. You can't do shit with it. True or false?
I'm gonna say you could.
He was guessing, but he is right.
Yeah.
You take two little pieces of paper.
Yep.
You take two little pieces of paper, wad it up, put some Scotch tape. You got to put it in 2 slots. You can record.
Can a CD be scratched?
Well, that's how everybody used to make the original mixtapes.
Dillan's way ahead of his time, bro.
Oh, I'm an old soul in a young body, man.
Hey, since you're on that side of the wire, can you grab me a brew, man? A Yuling? Is that how you pronounce it? A Yuling?
It's a Yingling.
I like.
Can you pass me a Yuling? You pass me Yuling.
Yingling.
Kevin thinks it's a fancy beer, but it's not. It's like
Chinese and shit.
Kevin thinks he's like, man, that must be a fancy beer. I'm like, nah, man, it's like Budweiser. It kind of like tastes like in the same frequency of Budweiser.
Oh man, you don't understand how popular Yingling is in Florida, though. It's
So really?
The name is stupid, though.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about it,
hold on.
It's got a stupid name, dude, but it's good.
Get me a beer. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind, man.
Beer me.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. I could have got you one too.
Hey, you know what?
I can't do that for
Listen, I know I'm not setting the best example, but fuck it. Hey, I am who I am, and I'm not gonna change who I am.
Oh, I know that.
You know what I'm saying? And I've never played fake to anybody.
Oh, I know.
Never. I am. What you see is what you get. And you know what? More people love me than they hate others.
Yep.
Remember that.
Well, it's
more people love me than they hate others.
And it's funny that you say that because I'm the same way. Everybody knows that I'm the friend who's brutally honest, but I do it out of love. And I don't have very many enemies, but I got a lot of friends. Oh.
Love you, man.
I love you too, man.
Oh, man.
So good to see you, man.
Man, my boy's growing up, boy.
Yeah, I'm a grown-ass adult now. I gotta.
In about 15 years, you're gonna be able to whip my ass. Think about that.
And maybe if I gain some height. Shit.
Hey, man, I love you, bro.
I love you too, man. I always make that joke about Mom. Actually, that's one thing I told her. I said, I'm a short little bastard. I only stand 5'9". But
I didn't realize it. I mean, I guess I thought you were taller, but when you walked in and I was sitting behind the door and I stood up, I felt like I kept growing.
You're not much taller than you were like 6 years ago.
Yeah, but your mama's only like 4'9".
Yeah, well, you see how short our whole family is.
Yeah, they're all
just medium size like me.
Flightlands.
I'm just a medium size.
I remember. Hey, you want to hear a crazy story that you might not know, and maybe Damon don't even know? My real father, which I only met one time in my whole life.
You had told me this, yeah.
Yeah. Mom and my real father met at the same bar that me and his mom met exactly 20 years later. The same bar.
Wait, what?
Same bar.
That's crazy.
Dude, say that again?
Okay. Our mom met my father, the one who created me, at Changes on the Strip.
Yeah.
20 years, that was in 1972.
Yeah.
In 1992, exactly 20 years later, is where I met Lori, his mom, at the same exact
And did you create
bar.
Dillan at that bar?
20 years later. 20 years, man.
And did you create Dillan at that bar?
Well, I conceived
Hey, we're not going to get into all that.
I don't know if I want to know anything.
Yeah, you don't want to know all
The same room, the same exact spot.
All I know is I remember meeting your mom like it was yesterday. And I didn't even know who the hell she was for like 2 weeks. She'd just come up to me, Kevin, and she'd hug me. And I did not know her name or nothing for 2 weeks.
Who the fuck are you?
And that is God's the honest truth. I didn't know her name for 2 weeks. I was like, who's this chick that every time I go to the strip, she's like, Kevin, and she just hugged me. And I'm like, I don't even know her name. It's fucking sad. But I never had a chance to find out because she'd hug me and then boom, she was gone with her friends. I was like, I don't even know her. She just hugged me and be gone.
I think I got a couple of those in Florida, honestly.
It's like, damn.
I got a couple out here in Louisiana, too.
Yeah, Changes on the Strip, though, that was a cool-ass fucking bar. It was such a hole in the wall. It wasn't even a hole in the wall. It was just a half a box. I mean, this wasn't
even a
big.
whole
It
hole.
was so small, but it had all the grunge rock and the rock and roll in the jukebox. That was our style, you know. What? Huh?
It's in the pocket of the box.
No, not Marble Lights.
Yeah, remember I said
Oh, I put that on top of the refrigerator in your house.
Oh, really?
The pack of Marble Lights is on top of the refrigerator. I can go get it. I gotta piss anyway.
I was going to say,
Are we supposed to piss on your workbench, man?
Yeah,
Lift weights and pee on the
No,
fucking
that's the
weights,
pit.
dude.
No, that's the thing. I can't figure it out. I don't know. It's supposed to be an ab machine, but it's taking me years. I cannot figure it out.
Can you figure it out?
It's
Do
dumb.
I add on it or do I pee
So
on
I was
it?
gonna throw it away. And then or leave it somewhere, and I put it back there. I'm like, you know, it looks like a cool thing to pee on. It's like it's better than just peeing on the ground.
well, at least you ain't
It
been
gives you like
shitting on
something
it.
to do while you peeing.
Hey, I'm gonna get the cigarettes. Peace.
Do you want to take my flashlight? Do you need a flashlight? Or you want me to?
Yeah, I can't see shit.
Here.
All right.
Let me show you. Up here on the right side.
Just turn it on for me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you got the Pink Floyd.
Oh, yeah, you like that?
Yeah,
Here,
I
here you go,
love it.
we got
Dude,
like
I
that.
love it. Pink Floyd, especially Comfortably Numb.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorites.
Time is one of my all-time favorite songs.
Comfortably Numb, dude. When you're high, sitting at a Sonic waiting on your food and it's taking forever. It's a cool ass fucking song.
Yeah.
All right.
So the music festival thing, that's always real interesting. Man, like the music festival thing is like the archaic revival. It is the way that we have always communed for thousands of years, but in this day and age, that has been, pushed to the side for industrialization and
Right.
Uniformity, and but people are like it's like a whole huge undercurrent.
Yeah. Well, one thing I've always been, and just, it's a personal belief, you know, so this, what I'm saying is just opinion. But I've always thought that, you know, when I was growing up, I was really into the Flower Child generation. I'm a huge fan of Pink Floyd. I love the Doors. I love Janis Joplin. I'm a huge Hendrix fan.
Yeah.
But, and, you know, and my thing was when I was growing up, I said, man, wouldn't it have been cool to go to Woodstock?
Oh, fuck yeah, you know?
But I feel like sometimes I'm a bit luckier because right now, the generation that I'm living in,
even better.
You know, this is what I said. Okay, so Woodstock happened once, you know, and after that they tried again, and it wasn't quite the same thing. But the actual '69 Woodstock, the whole embodiment of that happened once.
Yeah. But that was the original.
Right.
That's what makes it most famous. Is that was the original, super huge, large, spontaneous gathering.
Right.
And so
it was more important than music.
It was the first. That's why it's like hailed in all of history, burned in stone. You know.
But now you've got Tomorrowland, Tomorrow World. You've got
the Organ Eclipse,
Electric Daisy Carnival.
Yeah.
So some of these festivals, man.
Burning Man.
Burning Man is something I've always wanted to do.
I know, me too.
Oh man, that would be
one day.
Else.
You can go.
Maybe we can go together one day. Go make a life out in the desert for a little bit.
Yeah,
that'd be something else, man. But no, that's one thing I like is, you know, obviously things are different. You know, it's not the same generation, it's not the same music, but the same principles apply.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've always liked about it is that, you know, we live in I myself, not so personally, but we live in a generation, you know, everybody thought the hippies were the big one, but, you know, in all honesty, it seems like nowadays the community that surrounds electronic dance music and that whole music festival scene, the dubstep scene, if you will, it happens on a more frequent basis, like we were discussing earlier. You know, these festivals, they still happen in a pretty big fashion, and they happen often now.
Yeah,
they've got their own.
Oh, they're all over the place.
Oh yeah,
they're all over the place, and so many people are in it, young and old, and you know, the whole wide range. You were telling me there was like MILFs there and stuff. You know?
Oh yeah. well, that was one thing. Again, also, and definitely speaking from personal experiences. The scene, you know, I meet a lot of people. It's a really friendly scene, and what got me into it originally more than the music was, you know, I'd come from the metal and the hard rock scene, and I'd go out to these shows, these electronic shows, and everybody there is friendly. Everybody wants to make friends. Everybody's nice to each other, you know, whether you're on drugs or you're not on drugs.
Yeah, all psychedelics, entheogens.
Everybody's accepting. Everybody knows when you go out to those shows, you might meet somebody who's anti-drug, doesn't do anything, and they got more energy than anybody there. They're going the craziest.
Yeah, they're just feeding off everybody else's energy.
Right, and then we have what we call the wooks. Wook. You ever heard of that phrase?
No.
You ever heard the phrase woke? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's the past tense of woke. It's called a wook. And basically what they are is they're the modern hippies. They're the guys that you see who goes to every one of these festivals and they like to snort ketamine and they like to fucking eat whole sheets of acid and shit. Yeah. Well, those are really predominant now. I've got nothing against them, man. I truly believe that everybody lives their life the way they want to live it. So I got nothing against it, but they're more predominant now. But the thing is, you go to these shows and, you know, you meet all these wooks, you meet these people who just have dreads and they just travel the show. You know, the modern deadheads, basically.
Yeah.
And then,
what do you think about those people?
The Grateful Dead.
Well, that's the thing, you know. That's the person on your left at these shows.
Yeah.
The person on your right, you go, hey, man, what's your name? Where you from? You know, what do you do? And you find out
who he is.
Yeah, you find out the dude on your left he just goes to shows and does drugs, and, you know, he's all about that life. And then the guy on your right, who's going just as crazy as you two are, he's a lawyer.
Crazy, man.
Damn.
That's one thing
Wow.
that I really respect about this music scene is that you never know who you're gonna meet. You know, when I went to
There's some
Lost,
people who are like want to be communal and tribal, you know, like they want to be a part of humanity and the human race. They don't care about status and
right?
you know they want to
Some people just love their music and they don't give a fuck what anybody
they
else
want to
thinks.
temporarily suspend their name and who they are and what they are. You know?
Yeah, you want
know,
to temporarily suspend your reality.
Shine Down. When they redid
They just want to
Simple
be
Man.
Simple Man, I seen them do it for the first time ever in concert. Ever.
Really?
And that was right here in Lafayette at the Cajun Dome.
Wow.
But I came down from Florida to see Three Doors Down, and Shine Down was opening for them, and they
Right.
did Simple Man for the first time, bro, in Lafayette, right there.
Damn.
Raging Cajuns, baby.
Man, I've seen Shine Down like 5 times now.
Yeah, and they were
They're a good band.
They were
Yeah. So
I want to jam. Never mind.
man,
I'm gonna do it.
these festivals though. So they're
But
like
these festivals, yeah.
man.
All music lover.
Well,
I have another one of my friends
Love
too
all
who's
music.
always been trying to get me to go to festivals for a while, and he's gone to all these festivals all over the country and stuff like that too. Like
You know, Damon, you could set it up. You got that big screen right there, and you got I don't know if you can do it on the phone. I'm not that technical savvy, but I know you can do it on the laptop. So like you look up videos and boom, it'll come on the big screen.
oh yeah,
TV and
just hooked to the internet, man. This is a computer.
Dude,
Yeah,
my
it's a smart
friend,
TV,
my
yeah.
friend blew my mind the other day. You ever heard of this thing called Bluetooth? Shit.
Hey, Pop.
I was telling about Bluetooth last time. He was like, he was fucking. His mind was blown out of his head, bro.
Dad, your age is showing.
He was like, wow.
We was having
Like, there's something called Bluetooth.
we was having a fire in a 55-gallon drum, and the dude had a boom box way out in the yard, sitting way back here in the chair with his phone, and he's like, "What you want to hear?" Boom, and he hit a button, and the music would play from way out in the yard.
Man, technology's great.
Dude,
ain't it?
that tripped me the fuck out. I'm like, what the fuck?
like a ghost. Like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Your old man is fucking old school,
Bluetooth,
bro. I'm
bro.
telling
That's
you,
like-
I am old school, man.
That's been around a long time, man.
I don't know shit about technology. I mean, on my laptop, Facebook and movies on my external hard drive. That's it. I don't search the web.
That's funny.
I don't read Facebook pages much. I might scroll for like 2 or 3 minutes, hit a couple likes, and I'm like, I'm tired of scrolling. I don't do it. I'm not into it.
That's funny you
Kevin
mentioned.
straight out the 80s.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's funny you mentioned that. You know what I do for a living, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a technician, man. That's all I do is play with electronics and new devices and stuff. I
Yeah,
love
so
it.
you could probably teach me a thing or two. I just message you and be like, okay, how I turn the computer on,
Yep.
and we'll go from there.
There you go.
But man, you know what I'm saying? It's like it was 10 years after the internet came out before I ever experienced it.
I've been on the
Wow,
internet
man.
since,
Talk about
I've been
it.
on the internet since 1999.
Yeah.
1999, man.
Even
No,
Dad,
I think it was like 97.
even Dad is
99 is when it
66.
started to take.
Dad is 66 years old, and he's like, "Phew, no problem on the computer.
Oh, man. That's how Pop was too.
And
man.
I'm like, I don't know shit.
But check this out, Kevin. Like, at least I knew a little bit more than me, 5 years more than me, was a part of the last generation in history of the human race where I did not grow up with the internet.
Right.
Like, I was 18 years old in 1997.
Dylan was actually born the year before internet came out. He actually beat the deadline.
Damn.
He's still in the old school category. Internet
Yeah.
didn't come out till 95.
My generation is considered the lost generation.
Yeah, that's right.
We're the generation who got stuck clear in the middle between
None and some.
None and some.
Yep.
And some of us came out rocking on top, knowing how to use technology, and some of us just don't get it.
Dude,
But-
well, I was in 8th grade.
I would have to say that all kids nowadays, like Slade's generation.
I know.
Yeah, they just
know,
man.
But you know
they come
what?
equipped.
I was supposed to be
Nothing
a sophomore.
Nothing.
I was supposed to be a sophomore in high school, but I was in 8th grade because I failed a few times because I got kicked out and all that shit. But whatever, that ain't important.
Right.
But the first time we ever even got computers in the schools, I was supposed to be a sophomore in high school, and I was like, whoa, look at this. And that's how we did our math classes. We started going and doing them on these computers. But I was supposed to be a sophomore in high school before we ever seen computers in schools. Yeah, it's like, we some old motherfuckers, dude.
on that note, I'm gonna step out for just a moment.
All right, you go ahead. I think we're gonna have to do a shot of vodka. He's yawning.
Oh, let's do it. I love vodka.
Okay,
man.
we'll take a shot of vodka.
Yeah, I'm a big
Vodka. What about a shot of coffee too?
After you piss, after you piss, we'll take a shot.
All right, I gotta go moisten up his.
You
thing
talked
up
to
here.
me into it.
Yeah, it didn't have to do too much talking.
Man, I wish somebody knew how to play the guitar. Dang, no. It's just sitting out there.
I could. We can end this soon, though. You know, we can end this podcast soon. Like, you know.
It's fun.
Okay. All right. Ain't no big deal. It's no hurry or nothing.
Fun. Man.
I could edit out whatever.
like it.
I could edit it and stuff too. You know. All right.
I just.
But it's pretty hard to jam music though. At the same time, that's the problem. You know?
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? We'll keep the podcast going. Ain't none of y'all hollering about music with me. I'ma just listen to it in my ear. There's just one song. It won't get out of my head, and I just wanna hear
Metallica
it.
one?
No, it's Black. it's Black Sabbath, and it's called Snowblind. It's talking about cocaine, but it's just I don't give a fuck about cocaine. I haven't messed with it in years.
Yeah.
I just love the fucking song, man. It's awesome. It really is.
I like
awesome.
Coke. I don't like Coke personally, but I like Coke songs. You know,
My cocaine days have been over for a long time.
you used to do a lot of cocaine, man.
Yeah, I used to do a lot. When I lived in Florida, I did a lot of cocaine.
When I went to
That's why me and your mom split up, to be honest with you. It was over cocaine.
Damn.
I'll be honest with you, she never actually told me that, but I kind of figured, and I actually mentioned, I think I brought it up today,
You're the one that found the cocaine.
Yeah, I was going to say,
What?
I have this vivid memory, man, of walking in, you lived at Mark's house.
It was in a Rush CD cover, The Chronicles, which is a double-stacked CD, because Rush made so much music because they were together so long, which, by the way, is my favorite band of all time, Rush.
That's one of my favorite.
Rush is my favorite band of all time.
They were like pre-80s, right? They were like
70s,
late 70s.
Yeah, late 70s. They're Canadian. They're Canadian.
They were like
band.
the precursor to AC/DC or something.
When you ask me, out of if you had to die and you can listen to one band for the rest of your life,
they were one of the first
They were the first concept. They were the first concept,
but not
man.
heavy metal.
They were the first band that was making fucking 12-minute songs.
That was like hard, like it's hard.
Well, hold on. Let me rephrase that. The official phrase, Rush was one of the first progressive bands, along with Yes and Genesis. Yes, Genesis, and Rush.
Phil Collins, period.
Yes.
Phil Collins, period. Not just Genesis. Phil Collins was great, bro.
But he wasn't a rocker though.
Phil Collins, he was.
You think so?
Phil Collins was all of it.
I think Phil Collins was more a rocker than Gabriel.
Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
I wanna be your sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Well, Peter Gabriel was
Why
the original.
don't you call my name?
He was the original singer for Genesis. And then he left, and that's when Phil Collins was like, well, fuck, I guess I'm just going to play drums and sing.
Phil Collins did it. Hey, Phil Collins did it. For real, he's an Englishman, man. England. He's fucking great. But Def Leppard, from the UK, man, the 80s,
I
period.
feel
The
it
80s.
coming in
See,
the air tonight.
I remember
Oh, Lord.
I remember when you came stay in Bro Bridge for a little while down here with us, and I put on some 80s music, and Dylan was like, what the fuck is that?
So wait,
But it's like
Dylan
the
found the
80s.
cocaine? What?
Oh yeah, you never finished the story.
Dylan found the cocaine?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I want to know about the cocaine.
What the
man.
fuck? Yeah, let's hear this shit.
Man, look. I mean, this is real shit from the heart. Look, I was
Yeah, man.
hanging out. I'm living in Florida. Cocaine is so fucking easy to get.
Scarface.
man.
It's still easy to get in Florida.
Still so easy to
Scarface.
So, I'm hanging out with Pops, cocaine capital of Leesburg. Okay, hanging out at Mark's house. You know, that's Pops, Mark. You know,
yeah.
you came visit. You stayed coked up the whole fucking 2 weeks you were there. Man.
Yeah, the whole 2 weeks. Like, I went to Kevin's house. I was on steroids.
That had nothing to do with me.
I only took steroids twice.
Man, this whole story is getting wild.
Only took
It gets wild.
Only took
Let me
steroids.
hear, man.
I only took steroids twice. I was on steroids at that time. It was like, I was like, yeah, and I was in college too. It was like every fucking night for 2 weeks, every night, coke and whiskey.
You are known as the guy on the couch.
No, because I
Yes,
slept.
you
I
was.
slept till
By
like.
Ron. Ron called him the guy on the
Because
couch.
we stay up till 5 in the morning. I slept till like 10. So they would like clown me because I was sleeping. I was like, bro, I gotta sleep.
Not enough cocaine, I guess.
I start off by going to Tampa to pick you up, popping the hood instead of the trunk, and it just got worse from there. It got worse from there, dude. It went downhill for 2 weeks. We just got fucking fucked up. I was working 2 jobs. I was at Tucker's, and then I was working at UPS. I'd be at Tucker's snorting coke. I'd get off work, go take a shower, and snort 2 fat lines of coke. Then I'd go to UPS,
Take a shower.
and then I'd go to UPS and unload trucks. It's like,
Dude, that was some Superman shit too, bro. I remember that was like one of the first times, and I don't even like coke. I'm
I
not.
don't either. I don't like speed. Period.
Dude, I
I'm
haven't.
the same way. I don't like
I'm
uppers.
I have
I'm a
enough.
downer
I'm
type.
anxious enough. Like I don't need like something to up my anxiety. You know, I don't
Yeah,
need like.
same here.
You know, I don't need.
And
that,
you know what? Honestly, the older I get, and this is no shit, man, every day I deal with it. My anxiety gets so bad. Like, even when I was with Jalen waiting for you to pick me up to come over here, my anxiety was so fucking bad. It was through the roof. The older I get, the worse it gets. But I can't help but wonder if it's an alcohol issue. You know,
It could
when
be.
I don't drink, man, for a couple days.
There's actually a
man,
scientific explanation for that I learned recently. Check this out. So, alcohol acts on your GABA receptors in your brain. The GABA receptors in your brain are responsible for relaxation.
Speaking of beer, can
And
you
so,
grab me one?
and so, whenever you're constantly like dousing your GABA receptors with alcohol, similar to Xanax. Alcohol,
Oh, I
and
love Xanax.
Alcohol and Xanax.
I love Klonopin. Klonopins are my favorite.
Alcohol and Xanax both work on your GABA receptors. So when you constantly dousing your GABA receptors with alcohol, and then you don't for a few days or a week or 2 weeks or whatever,
Thank you.
then your GABA receptors start overexciting.
Yeah.
They start like freaking out.
I love when
Like,
my
shoot,
Gabrielles are excited.
They start shooting out in all kinds of directions, and then you start freaking out, and then you need alcohol again. That's how the alcohol addiction works, is because of the GABA receptors. That
I just
it
want to
works on.
say I love y'all, and I'm good. That's all I got to say about that. Love y'all. I'm glad y'all here, man. There's no other place I'd rather
Christmas
be
2000
right here at this moment.
Christmas 2000, Christmas
Love
New
you too,
Year's,
Forrest.
Christmas New Year's 2017.
I made it back. It only took me
Man,
6 years.
I know.
Yeah,
Dude, you
but
don't.
you're here though.
And then you want to talk about anxiety. When you told me you didn't have a ride, I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm like,
we drove like an hour just from my work to the house and we got beer and they didn't have the ice machine, broke, this and that. I was starving, tired. I was like, oh no. Like man. 2 more hours to drive, Or
life sucks, man.
And then Roz was like, I'm gonna go get him. He was like, yes,
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I can't thank Rosalind enough for that because my mom.
I was gonna go get you anyway.
Oh, Rosalind's awesome, man. She's my sister-in-law, and I love Rosalind. She fusses at me a lot, but she's got a reason to.
There you go. As long as
she's got a reason to. Because I be doing some stupid shit.
As long as you know. Yeah. That's all that matters. As long as you know.
That's right. Man. When you love people and they fuss at you, it actually means something to you. It's when people don't give a fuck and don't fuss and they don't get mad at you, they don't give a fuck.
That's what my wife said. She said, I'm fussing at you because I care. If I didn't care, I wouldn't even
That's exactly right. If she wouldn't care, you wouldn't even be a thought.
I probably wouldn't even be alive.
You wouldn't even be a thought.
It wouldn't be football. Because I probably didn't drink myself to death.
Yeah, man. Where would we be without women, man? Can't live with them, can't live without them.
Ain't that the truth? I have never heard a statement so true in my life, and I've always thought that. Can't live with them, can't live without them. You're miserable with them, you're miserable without them. It's like, why can't they let us just have fires, get drunk, and pet the dogs, man? We don't ask for much.
I remember when you came to visit, though, because like I said, that's when I remember you were telling me, you're like, I flew in an airplane here, and, I was a little kid at the time, so I was like,
I'm sorry, I keep getting off track, but to talk about that, to be honest with you, all right, look.
We found the coke.
we were living in Arlington South Apartments in Lady Lake. And, we were struggling bad, but I never had to pay for coke. Never. Ever did I
I've never paid for it in my life.
The coke was free. I want to tell you, it's better to be loved by one than, man, people fucking gave me shit that they charged out the ass for anybody else. I didn't pay for it. I did so much fucking coke for free, and I was even like, dude, I don't want it anymore. I'm puking in the sink and shit. I'm so fucked up. Yeah. They just, oh no, you my boy, you cool, Sometimes being cool ain't got its perks.
Oh man,
it just ain't got its perks, man.
Fuck, I can't.
But anyway,
here's some acid, here's some mushrooms. And
I'm
dying, man.
We're living in Arlington South Apartments.
Was that in the 4-bedroom or the 1-bedroom? Because we lived in both.
Yeah, first we lived in the big one, then we lived in the little one. The little apartment is where we ended up splitting up.
Yeah,
in the little apartment.
That was when you had that dude who lived like 2 doors down, right?
The what?
I forgot what his name was. You had that dude you used.
Oh, yeah. He would get drunk. He was cool as molasses, dude, bro.
Well, then you had Amy who lived in the middle, and at that time, Amy was
that's a different story. That's a different story. Yeah. Amy and Andrew.
Yep.
Amy and Andrew. When I came back from work, because the way I've always worked is the same way as offshore, I would stay going. My whole life. Ever since I was 1996, I turned 23. 23 in 1996. Ever since I was 23 years old, I've been going from home working because I always chased that money. Yep. That's how I've always been since your age.
No, I'm the same way, man. My brain's wired up the same way.
Dude, I love money. I love having it. I just ain't got it now. I haven't had it all year, but I've experienced it. I have experienced it. 80,000 a year, I've experienced it. But the more you make, the more problems you create, man.
More money, more problems.
More money, more problems. And that is a true saying. I'm telling you.
Oh,
you gotta have nice shit. It's awesome. But when you lose it all, you're going to fall harder than you ever fell in your life.
Yeah.
Because when you never had much, the fall is like, boom, it's a little thump. But when you way up here and you fall down here, you gonna break a
Imagine
leg,
being
bro.
like a one-hit wonder, like Vanilla Ice, you know.
Yeah.
Oh man, I couldn't imagine. That's
Even-
what.
Ice, baby.
No.
And then the next
listen,
year,
MC Hammer. MC Hammer.
Oh man, the epitome of a one.
MC Hammer.
man, that's
He was
terrible.
fucking loaded, rich.
That would be a
and
terrible
he
life.
blew. He fucked it up. His accountant fucked it up for him.
Well, I mean, don't buy gold-plated toilets, and you know that usually.
MC Hammer was dumb as they come, dude.
Oh,
he
man.
was up here and he went,
What was the song again?
you can't touch this.
Can't touch
Keep
this.
it
Dun, 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 dun.
Yo, Hammer, MC Hammer, yo.
Oh yeah, cause he had the pants, man. He
Yeah,
had
the big,
Hey.
hey, and parachute pants. I used to
Parachute
wear them.
pants.
I used to wear them.
Skids.
Forenza. No, but the coolest jeans of the 80s, and I think would be in style today and would never ever
Jabos?
go a style
Jabos?
is the African cut jabos.
Yeah.
The African cut jabos. Those jeans would never have gone out
They
of
must have
style.
made it look like you had a
Motherfucker,
bit.
you almost named me Jabot from what I hear.
Yeah. I did. I wanted to name you Jabot, and your mom she's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
She's not so French.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wanted to name you Jabot. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey, fuck you. That's a cool name, dude.
Man, I think
That was so funny.
you're right. You know, my mom's told me that story a couple of times, man. If there's
Jabot du Bleu.
man, if my mom ever did anything for me in my life, I think it's that she saved me from that damn name.
Hey, Jabot. Hey, what's up, Jabot?
I would have happily accepted Kevin Jr.
She did, yeah. She wanted. This is honest to God truth. That is honest.
Jabot.
Yeah, that's
Jabot.
honest to God.
Those
she
went out of
wanted.
fashion like 20
She
years
when
ago.
we were trying to think of names, she came up with Kevin, and I was like, hell no. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was like, hell no.
Is then one
And she
junior.
looked at me like, what? Like, I want to name him after you. And I was like, no. I'm like, you can't have two Kevin McGregors
That's
in the
always
world.
kind of funky, like
Because
somebody
then
junior,
one gets
you know?
one's gets
Yeah, I'm
blamed.
not a big junior.
One
You have to be
gets
like,
blamed,
oh, it's
dude.
junior.
One gets
It's
blamed for the
junior.
other. I'm telling you, I got accused of working at the airport in Baton Rouge and thieving. I ain't never worked in the fucking Baton Rouge in my life. But they had another Kevin McGregor, and I thought about that way back when. I was like, no. But I knew in my family we get in trouble, and one day I would succeed and get in trouble, and I did not want you to get in trouble and succeed like me.
Well, wait. I'll tell you this much.
Dame was
There-
like, "What the fuck you talking about?" You know what the
You
fuck.
wanted to name Jabot, man. That's why I'm
Yeah.
fucking laughing. I'm busting the
Yeah, it's not like I was. It's not like his
Should've
middle
named-
name would have been African cut.
You should have named him Z Cavarici, man.
Yeah, Z Cavarici. I used to wear those too. Z Cavarici from.
Yeah, hi. My name is Tommy Hilfiger McGregor.
You know what? Hey, you know what I used to say about Tommy Hilfiger? Tommy Hilfinger you. That's what I used to say all the time when I was your age. Tommy Hilfinger you. You know why? Because he fucks you on the prices, man. I'm telling you, bro. He'll finger you. He'll fuck you on the prices, man.
Tommy
That's some
Hilfiger,
true shit
Jabot,
right
Z
there.
Cavarici.
That's good shit, man.
McGregor.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's some true shit.
I'm just happy I'm not named after a pair of jeans, man. I might have had a little bit of resentment.
Wait. No, hold on. No, you don't understand. So you don't know who you're named after then.
Who am I named after?
You're going to tell me your mom never told you how you got your name Dillan?
Explain.
Dylan Harper.
Oh, man. No.
90210. God damn it.
No way.
Dylan on 90210. That's how you got your name, buddy. And it was your mom that loved Dillan so much because he was on the motorcycle and he was cool, man. Yeah, that's how you got. Swear to God, if I'm lying, I'm dying, bro.
Hey,
That's how you got your name, bro.
That's awesome, dude. Dylan
but she's
cool.
told me a million times the reason why my name is spelt the way it is.
That part, I don't remember, to be honest with you. I remember we talked about it and she wanted it different, but explain.
Well, the way she always tells me is that at the time during the pregnancy, you know, she only had one kid. She's being a little pussy about it, and then she had got pumped all up on whatever the fuck they fill you up with when you want painkillers.
I remember taking her to the hospital and she was like, "We're gonna have the kid today."
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew you was gonna be born that day because they were gonna induce labor.
Yeah.
I remember when we brought you home, it was pouring down raining and I was sitting in the bed of a pickup truck. You had your pops driving, the one that just died. He was
Rest in
driving.
peace.
Right. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
God bless. Honestly.
Great man.
He was driving. You were just a teeny baby. You just came out and you was in the middle and your mama was in the passenger seat and I was in the bed of the truck and it was fucking pouring down like the end of the world. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. My baby's gonna be warm. True story, bro. I sat in the back of that pickup truck all the way back to the lake house when you were born. Fucking pouring down rain. I was soaking fucking wet, bro, with a smile on my face. In the bed of that pickup truck. And that's some true shit, dude. That is some true shit, man. That's what happened, man.
Now, you want to hear the rest of the story, or?
Go for it, dude.
Okay, so the way it got explained to me was, I guess at the time that I was being born, you were doing what the fuck? I don't know. You were doing what a man.
I was a heathen, dude. I was a heathen.
He was doing what most men do when they're having kids. You know, he was at the fucking snack machine. You know, trying to.
Yeah, I was trying to get fucking Frito Pies, man.
Exactly.
Fuck the dumb shit.
Well, what Mom had told me was
I'm not a bad person. I just got a different personality.
He's
That's
just,
it.
hey man, he was just hungry.
That's right. When I want to eat, I want to eat.
One of my
Go get
friends,
what's hungry
one of my
wants.
friends, when his wife was in labor at the hospital,
Mayberry.
he was
Andy
at the strip club, wasted, drunk, and he went to the hospital. He was so drunk they kicked him out of the hospital.
Well, shit.
Golly.
That's a hell of a story to tell your kids one day.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Okay. I don't know if this one
I won't
will
mention his name.
I don't know if this I don't know if this story will top that, but I do have a witness to back me up, and you can ask your mom about it, and she would probably be flabbergasted because she forgot all about it. But I almost got kicked out of Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Like, they wanted to throw me out. Too many Long Island iced teas, man. But
Man, I can relate to that shit. I'm definitely your son.
Hey, but you can't touch the workers. And one of the workers was holding a trash can top in her
Kevin
hand.
punched her.
No,
Nah, I'm just joking.
no, I didn't punch nobody. All I did was walk by and I tapped it because I wanted to hear it make a sound.
Yeah.
And when I did that, security, she started hollering, security. And they come, I was with Paul and Janie. I was with Paul and Janie at Disney World. They could tell you. They wanted to kick me out of fucking Disney World. What kind of bullshit is that, dude? Who gets kicked out of Disney World or a fucking hospital?
Yeah.
Man, don't hang out with us, dude.
Yeah.
We're fucked up, man. I'm telling you.
Well, I mean, shit, here I am now, and it ain't like I got fucking genetics from you guys. I mean, I'm already fucked.
Hey, you won't meet better. I'm gonna tell you, me and my brother, so many people know us around Lafayette, Scott, Carencro, Opelousas, you name it. More people know us than we know. We don't even know the people that know us.
Well,
and
shit,
that's
I'm
fucking
that way.
truth. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
We've always been that way. People knew us from everywhere, me and my brother. People we didn't even know.
Man, honestly, that's how I am in Florida, though.
People would lie and say they're my cousin and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, not my cousin. Like, you know?
We were just that cool, man. We didn't give a fuck, man. We didn't give a fuck.
So,
girls would lie that they slept with me that I didn't even sleep with. Like, you know?
that's crazy, man.
Hey, pussy on top of pussy.
It's funny, man. I'm not even exaggerating. That's how it was for me growing up in my stomping grounds, which unfortunately is Leesburg. But
I didn't tell you about
when
when I lived in Wearsdale. I was renting a trailer from a head madam in Wearsdale.
Yep, I remember that.
She brought all of her call girls over, and it was me and my buddy Scott that was renting the place. She brought all the call girls over. I'm in one recliner, Scott's in the other recliner, and we're watching Half Baked because we watched that fucking thing for a month straight.
I remember Scott, man.
Scott.
I remember Scott.
So she brought her call girls, and she's like, "You see Kelvin? You see Scott?" And they're like, "Yeah." She's like, "As long as they're living here and paying me rent, you do them for free." That was her exact words. You do them for free. Don't charge them. Dude, you could. It got aggravating. Real fucking aggravating. Like when you didn't even want to be touched, they was chasing you. I mean, I would close doors.
Well,
you couldn't take a shower without them banging on the door. You want to fuck when you get out the shower? True fucking story. And I'll be like, yeah, whatever. You know, I was just like aggravated. I'm like,
sure, I guess.
Instead of being happy, you're like, yeah, man, whatever.
I'll give you a little bit of dick, man. Wait, man. I got a crazy story for that. That was when you were living in that neighborhood in Lady Lake in the trailer, right?
Yeah. That nice trailer with the glass table, the big glass water bed and shit.
I had met your landlord once, twice. Okay, so
Brenda, I found a big fat joint in her glove compartment of her car when I was driving and was out. She called me from the Virgin Islands, and I was like, "Yeah, I found a joint in your glove compartment." She's like, "What you did with it?" I was like, "I smoked." She was like, "Cool."
Okay.
She had cancer in one tip. Not both, just one. So she moved to the Virgin Islands, rented the place to us in Wearsdale. But then she found out she had more complications, had to keep coming back to the U.S. So she was like, "Hey, y'all got to be out." And I'm like, "By when?" She's like, "Christmas Day."
Well, fuck. Fuck, okay.
Hey, I went through a lot of shit before. I just want to let you know that. Dude, I went through so much shit before I left Florida, and I left you. I cried the whole fucking way from Florida to Louisiana. That's 11-hour drive.
Hey, that's what I wanted to know,
11-hour drive.
So why? So wait.
Fucking way.
So why did you leave Dillan as a child?
Man, I was stuck.
That's an intense question.
I'm
him
gonna
the story.
tell you now.
Why did you leave poor little tiny Dillan as a child?
I was 11.
Because you told me already.
10.
You told me
10,
already.
yeah.
So why don't you tell
10.
him?
I remember you came over to the house.
Man,
and
I thought I explained this already, but I'm gonna do it again. And I think about it all the time, dude. Like I said, man, I cried the whole way home.
This is
and I didn't
real.
want to leave, but man, my hands were tied behind my back. If anybody knows in the United States, the woman has the upper hand. The mom says goes. The man is just the back. Okay.
Yep.
Man,
he's just a sperm donor, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I've been through the fucking ringer. I paid $1,100 a month child support. Yep. Between you and Tyler, $1,100 a month.
But why did you leave Dillan though?
Because I had to do something. I was about to live in my car. I'm in Florida, and I lived with all my friends and pops. I got tired of the cocaine. I got tired of the drugs, man. I got tired of shit. But I couldn't make it on my own. I had to do something. When I first came back, I made something of myself. For years, it's just recently shit has fell apart. The all field fell apart because that's all there is over here is all field.
Oh yeah.
And then I noticed the gas dropped again at Walmart. It's $1.99. It went from $2.13 to $1.99
Right now?
Motherfucker, it ain't that cheap in Colorado.
Right now?
Right now.
It ain't that cheap in Colorado.
$1.99 at the Murphy.
So why did you have to leave poor little Dylan? Crying little baby.
Man, he makes it sound so bad.
Man, he needs to smoke a joint, bro. All I could tell you is this, Dylan. Once you get about 35, 40 years old, things are going to start coming together, and you're going to start realizing I was 35 years old before I ever looked at our dad and said, hey, you know what? Now I realize this and that and that and that. And Dad looked at me, and he busted out laughing. He was like, you know what? I was wondering how long it would take you. I was 35 years old, bro.
So let me ask you this.
So I'm a late bloomer. Hey.
So let me ask you this. Did it make you proud when I figured all that same shit out at age 19 with no kids and no wife?
Dude, you're smart as fuck, bro. You are smart. You got a brain like me and him put together. So my little brain,
I learned a lot from Damon.
Plus his big brain, you mix. Damon's smart as fuck, man. He's smart as hell. But you're a mixture of a lot of people in my family, and I've already noticed that.
I am a mixture
of a lot of people in my family, and I've noticed that.
I think that too. I'm a mixture of a lot of people. I see a little bit of, Dad, Dean, Mom.
Dean.
I even have a little bit of Dean in me.
Oh, our Uncle Dean, man. He's a trip. He's a fucking trip, man.
Dude's fraud, man.
Oh, he's fraud bad, man.
To the bone, bro.
Damn. This dude,
without weed.
That's your dad's brother?
No, it's my mom's brother.
No weed, just super fraud.
Yeah. So somebody told me one time it was y'all. I think you and Rosalind, y'all was at the bar, and Uncle Dean showed up and had this big fat chick sitting at the bar, and he fucking stuck his tongue in her ear.
Yeah, one of Ross's friends. She's like 21. He's like 48. And he goes straight to sticking his tongue in her ear. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah, it's like no, how you doing? Nothing. Just straight sticking his tongue in her ear. He's like 48.
Man.
She's like 21. A big, 350-pound girl. He's like, well, easy target, I guess.
He knew she wanted some dick, man. That's all she wanted.
Easy prey,
Yeah. You gotta go for what you get, I guess. That's funny, man. Damn. Easy targets.
Yeah. So, when you come Sunday, maybe we could do another normal podcast too,
Oh, this ain't a normal podcast?
Well, you talk about more serious questions,
Oh, I'd like to do that. I want to talk about some serious questions, but you know how that is.
Yeah.
He ain't seen me in a while. I get it.
Yeah, man. He ain't about getting into deep waters too much, I don't know.
Hey, man, if you wanna come back, if you wanna talk about life, man, shit like that.
What is the meaning of life? Why are we here?
Exactly.
You're gonna die one day. What are you gonna do about that?
Yeah. That is the only thing guaranteed in life.
Yeah.
Death.
Is your whole life rest upon the fact that you're gonna die one day?
Yeah.
Is your whole life based upon death?
Is it all temporary or is it permanent? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
And can music fulfill you through your life philosophically and intellectually?
Just music alone?
Mm-hmm.
No, not at all. That's the reason why. This is just something I believe in. That's the reason why a lot of musicians go the way they go.
Oh yeah, off the edge, huh?
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, look at that. Well, I mean, the truth is, I mean, because any musician you meet is an artist, but not all artists you meet are musicians.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know what I noticed about this Yuling? It's got fluorescent fucking labels, dude.
It's pronounced
Hey,
Yingling.
look. Yuling, Yingling, Ying Yang.
It's Asian.
Look, it glows. This shit glows, man.
That it does. That it does.
Glows in the dark.
So what you want to do? You want to stop this and start jamming music, or
You
what?
want one, or are these two mine?
Well, me and you are still talking. I mean, he's over here
Oh, okay.
distributing
I
beer.
had to pee, man.
I know.
I watered the lawn.
So if
You
you,
watered the exercise
so
machine.
check
man.
this out. You know what torture would be if you
What's-
had a button.
Uncle Dean, that's
If you had a button right here, and all you had to do is push it, and you can find out when and how you would die.
Yo, that would be torture, man. Yo, hold up now.
So like
That's wait. Hold on, let me speak.
Yeah.
That's a legitimate question
yeah.
because you meet people.
That
every-
is legitimate because I was thinking about that same thing a couple hours ago. Believe it or not, I swear to God, I was.
well,
Like,
like
if you had a button,
Well,
and
like-
it'd be torture because you wouldn't want to know, but you would want to know.
like me and Devin's, or me and Damon. I'm sorry, I got roommate named Devin. As me and Damon said, so the only thing guaranteed in life, what is that?
That you're gonna live and you're gonna die.
Exactly, death.
Death is the only absolute 100% guarantee in life.
Yep.
100.
Right.
100.
So that being said, you know, if somebody were to come to you in any time of need or any time ever and really say, hey man, this is right here, this is that office, or it's not office even, it's a Staples easy button. You just smack that motherfucker and you can see right when you're gonna die, how
And
you
how?
gonna die.
Yeah.
Would you want to actually hit that button?
Not me, no.
And I think that's a big thing
But check. I
that a
used.
lot of people don't discuss, but I think that's a 50.
Honestly, I
thing.
don't know when I want to die. I don't. You know,
I don't wanna
because
either.
as soon as you learn your death date, you start dying.
Yep.
Yeah, but you see, I used to think that too, but I changed my mind, and this is why. Because I changed my mind when I was in my 20s. I thought, I wouldn't want to know. No, but lately, this is why. Because I've known people in their 30s that have died.
Oh yeah,
Like
absolutely.
35,
I know people in their
friend-
teens have died.
My best friend
Like,
Mickey
yeah,
died
me
at
too.
19 years old.
But-
When I was 17,
But
my
I'm
best
known-
friend died.
But like in your 30s, you're not supposed to die in your 30s. Like, you're either gonna die when you're in your teens or early 20s, and maybe like a drug overdose.
You're
or
gonna
maybe
die
like-
for some
or
stupid
something
shit.
crazy.
You're gonna die
Like,
old
You're not
age.
supposed to
on 100.
die until you're super old and you've done everything.
but like in your 30s, you're not supposed to
fast,
die
die
for
long.
sure. Because like the 20s, you might die because you're going 100 miles per hour just because you're fucking having fun. You know,
100 miles per hour.
and then boom,
Like the
dead.
UPS man,
Or something, but I've known people to die in like 34, 33 or something like that, and I thought, wow, you know what if they had known? They were like in their prime, really, like, you're in your prime when you're 25, but also when you're 33, 34, you're in your fucking prime.
You're not gonna
You're in your-
appreciate. You're not
you're in your
gonna
adult
appreciate.
Yeah, and
You- I
so
don't
like
know.
so like what if you knew that you're gonna die at 33? How would you change your life? You'd be fucking skydiving every day.
I know. I
fucking
wish this.
surfing.
I wish I could live a whole life until I get old and die or whatever. But then
Like
be
like
born.
grandpa.
Be born
100 years
again,
old.
but remember shit from your first life so you can correct
And
it.
that might happen.
wait.
That might be true.
Well, let me tell you something, man. If you ain't realized it yet, which you should have, let me blow your mind for a second.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm sure you know that I study religion like it's social studies. I'm not religious at all, but I'm very fascinated with how other cultures and individuals experience spirituality.
All right.
That being said, there is absolutely one rule that no matter what religion you have, no matter what beliefs you have, absolutely 100% of human beings share. You live this life one time.
That's right. Uno, baby.
Yeah.
Even if you are reincarnated, you live this soul
This one time.
and this body.
That's what
one
I've always
time.
said too.
Yep.
Even if it's Christianity and you die and go to heaven or hell, because you're still only this one person now.
Yep.
If you or people say, what about reincarnation? All right, same thing. You're still only Dillan McGregor or Kevin McGregor or Damon McGregor. This one go round.
Yep.
You know, so it doesn't matter if you're born 1,000 times before and you're going to be born 1,000 times after. You're still this one born.
And you'll never remember the next life from the other. I mean,
and I'll be honest.
if you die and turn to dirt, like an atheist believes.
Speaking of
same
Dirt,
thing.
awesome album by Alice in Chains. Dirt was an awesome fucking album. The best.
Lane Staley, man, he's
The best.
one of the best. I don't know.
Hey man, I want to hear my Black Sabbath song. So I'm gonna take my mic off. Y'all talk for a minute. This song ain't gonna last long, but it just won't leave my head.
Play
I
it.
gotta hear it, man.
Play it.
So peace.
The dam is broken. I gotta pee.
Hey.
We'll take a temporary break here.
Oh, man. I love my fucking music, man. But the song won't get out of my head.
Snowblind, you stuck in your head, huh? You should play Symptom of the Universe after that for me.
All right, I can do that.
That'll work for me. Yeah, I had one of my guitarists, man, he was a beast of a guitarist, and he's the biggest fucking Zeppelin fan, or not Zeppelin.
You know,
biggest
it's
Sabbath
funny
fan.
that you mentioned Zeppelin, because when me and Tim Barber I don't know if you remember Tim, but he lived on Indian Trail.
Yeah, I remember Tim.
Well, when I got my first DUI when I was 24 years old, I didn't have a license for 2 years. So I just hung out with Tim and we got drunk on his porch till we had nothing to say to each other. We just drank, we had nothing to say. 2 years I hung out on his porch drinking.
I remember that.
Right up
He was the one that had the kids, right?
Uh-huh.
He was the one that
No,
had
he
the
was
son.
with Tammy, and he had Kimberly and Joe. I don't know if you remember them.
I remember, I think he was the one that had that corner lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, that place got run down.
Yeah.
That whole neighborhood is.
No, I heard the Mexicans are overrunning shit, man.
Oh, man. Dude, I still remember the night that we went home to my mom's house at the lake house, and that fucking house was burning down. Because I remember you were carrying me.
Dude, I saved
walked
a
towards
woman's life. I saved a woman's life, and she killed herself right after I saved
That lady
Really?
right up the
Damn.
hill, yeah.
You saved a
Killed
life.
herself right after I saved her.
Damn.
In Florida. Yes. Damn, I never told you about that, huh? Man, this song will not leave my head, man.
You got a speaker?
All right, on Eternal Conversations, we're going to end this now, and we're going to disseminate into the night, and we're going to have a part 2 with Dylan McGregor.
My name is Dylan McGregor. It's been great, and I can't wait to come back again and then talk about some deeper, more intellectual stuff.
Yes, we will do this for sure.
We will. I'll see you again on Christmas Eve. Dylan McGregor, take care.
And check out the Eternal Conversations podcast, eternalconversations.com. Eternal Conversations, reflects the illumination of our higher existence. The link is down below. And peace, love, and light.
That's Ozzy Osbourne when he was a teenager.